Shalom. It's going to go over a little bit of some of the prophet Jeremiah's words. Jeremiah 23, verse 1 through 7. I'm just going to give a little commentary on it. Woe unto the shepherds who let the flock of my pasture stray and scatter, or woe unto the shepherds that scatter the sheep of my pasture, declares the Lord, which should be said Yahweh, the true name of the Almighty. So woe unto the shepherds that declare, that scatter the sheep of my pasture, declares Yahweh. So woe unto the leaders of the world, woe unto the religious leaders that are claiming to serve the Almighty, but all the while they mislead them. They mislead them with false hopes, false teachings, and they're not basing their understanding on His word. Assuredly, thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, concerning the shepherds who should tend my people. It is you who have let my flock scatter and go astray. You gave no thought to them, but I'm going to give thought to you for your wicked acts, declares Yahweh. So all the things, all the lies and the deceptions that has gone on in the name of religion, in the name of politics, in the name of business, all these world leaders are going to be, they're supposed to be shepherds of the people, but they've scattered them, they've abused the human race, they've taken advantage. And He has remembered this, and He remembers His people, and He's going to save them, and He's going to repay the wicked for the works that they've done. And I myself will gather the remnant of my flock from all the lands which I have banished them, or where Israel has been driven, which Israel was driven to all the lands, every nation. So the true Israel in the last days is going to be gathered out of all nations and be made up of all people from all nations who have one thing in common. They strive for the blessings of the living God, as Jacob did. Jacob strove for the blessings with the angel and got his name changed. And so everyone that possesses this same characteristic, no matter what tribe or race you come from, you are a true Israelite. And the Most High is gathering us. This is the day when these things are beginning to fulfill. He says He will gather them for where they have been scattered, and I will bring them back to their pasture, where they shall be fertile and increase. So a place where, a system, a place, a world, a kingdom, His kingdom, where we will all be able to be fertile and increase. And in this world it's so hard. You know, we're all struggling, and people are suffering every day. And there will be no sorrow, sickness, or pain in His kingdom. And that's why the Messiah, Yahshua, He told us to speak the good news, that the good news of the kingdom will come and pass and cover the whole earth and be preached in all nations, and then the end will come. So this is the message, the good news. It says, I will appoint over them shepherds who will tend them, and they shall no longer fear nor be dismayed. None of them shall be missing, declares Yahweh. These shepherds are the great prophets of old to return: Moses, Daniel, Jeremiah, Isaiah. These men will return, and they will lead us and feed us with knowledge and understanding. See, a time comes, declares Yahweh, when I will raise up a true branch of David's line, and he will reign as king and prosper, and he will do what is just and right in the land. This is Mashiach and Yahshua. In His days, Judah shall be delivered, and Israel shall dwell secure. So He's coming and the Messiah is here establishing His kingdom to restore Israel and to restore the earth, and to bring all restoration to the human race. All that was lost by the fall of Adam in the Garden of Eden, this will be restored through Mashiach. That's what it's all about. That the meek will inherit the earth. It says, and this is what the name He will be called: Yahweh is our vindicator, or Yahweh is our redeemer. Assuredly the time comes, declares Yahweh, when it shall no more be said, as Yahweh lives, who brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. The great Exodus that we talk about so much, and that means so much to us, is small compared to the Exodus that He's going to do in these last days. So there will come a time when people don't even speak of that Exodus again, because He's doing something now. He's going to gather His people from all the lands, and this is how He will vindicate His name. This is how He will make His name known. It says, instead of saying about the Exodus of Israel of old, long ago, but rather as Yahweh lives, who brought out and led the offspring of the house of Israel from the northland and from all the lands where I have banished them, and they shall dwell upon their soil. This is the day of redemption. Amen. Let these things take place. Israel's being gathered, and we're all a part of it. So I love you all. Shabbat Shalom. Blessings. Mashiach now. Mashiach's presence is here. This is the time. Israelites, gather yourself together. Study His word. The words of the prophets. These are the ways. So this is the Tanakh. This is the Tanakh. The Torah, the prophets, the Nevi'im, and the writings. And then we have the Brit Hadashah, which they call the New Covenant, the New Testament. So we have these things. It's one testament, one people, one Israel, and one love. One Yahweh, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Shalom.